ladies and gentlemen, if you are expecting a profound story, keep scrolling, because the one thing on my mind this entire time was a moment so ridiculous that I cannot stop thinking about it and bursting into laughter. So let me set the scene for you real fast. Here I am in my apartment gymnasium, all by my lonesome, at the ghost town hours of 3 p.m. No one is in this gym but me, myself, the Iron Paradise, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice screaming at me to lift heavier, okay? I'm enjoying my solitude, and these two little girly pops walk into the room, and they decide to get on the treadmill right next to me. Fantastic. Welcome, comrades. Step right up. So I'm huffing it on my 15-point incline. The girly pops begin to run, right? They're booking it. Speed demons have entered the chat. Great. Everything is well. All is well, right? But then a smell erupts, wafts up ever so slowly, and hits my nostrils and singes my nose hairs. And it could only be described as egg salad that was left on the counter because you forgot to throw it away when you went on a trip for 2 weeks. The smell was pungent. The smell almost made me feel like I was eating whatever they ate. Has that ever happened to you? The smell reminded me of this one time my friend Brian, I get in his car and I thought a rat was dead in the car, and we're like, what smells in this car? And it turned out he had left the Thanksgiving stuffing in the back seat and it had rotted there for over a week. That's the closest I can even get. Imagine you're in an elevator and somebody comes on the elevator, drops a bomb so profound, drops an odor bomb, a stink bomb, and then the elevator gets stuck on a floor and you're just living in that stench, okay? That's the magnitude that we're dealing with. And, you know, it took me off course for a moment, but I readjusted. Nevertheless, she persisted. And I just kept it moving because you know what? Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. I stand with you, girl. Okay. And then they start kicking their workout up a notch. They're doing the same thing. They start sprinting. Okay. And they do this thing where they sprint really hard and then they jump on the rails of the treadmill because it's going so fast and they want to stop. She jumps on the rails. Just to give you a visual, the rails, right? Run, 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 plop on the rails. When the plop happens, the smell comes back. Not once, but twice. The smell has returned. Return of the fart. Okay? Silent but deadly. Emphasis on deadly. Okay. The first time could be forgiven because I approach all with love, but the second time felt personal because it felt like performance art. Because you're telling me you're running, you're gonna plop on the rails and you're gonna drop an egg. That felt personal. I took that personally. So I'm like, okay. I'm gonna let it go. And mind you, I'm still huffing it on this incline, right? I'm huffing it, 15 incline. It's wafting, it's burning my nostril hairs. It's distracting. It's affecting my performance at this point. I didn't ask for this. So I let it go because I lead with forgiveness. And wouldn't you know it, not once, not twice, but thrice, 3 eggs are dropped. The third time, I was in such utter disbelief that I burst into laughter. I couldn't contain myself because I'm huffing it on 15 incline and I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself because we're the only 3 people in this gym and it's these 2 lovely ladies. It's my 2 sisters, right? And I erupted into laughter. They both whipped their heads to me, like as if I had just screamed, "Fuck you guys," you know? Whipped their heads to me. And they're like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, you guys smell that, right? And they're like, "No, smell what?" And I'm like, and I'm like, "Oh no, like that wasn't me," right? Because I smelt it. I will not be delting it. I will not be delting it in this lifetime or the next, darling. Because listen, I'm just trying to be the United Nations peacemaker. I'm trying to come to you with the conditions of peace here, and the conditions of peace are truth. And I know that there's only 3 people in this gym. It's not me. So by process of elimination, it's got to be you 2 girly pops. One of you is responsible for this crime against my nose, and you're gonna need to say something. This interaction, because we're all kind of walking at this point, they don't own up to it. Honestly, I can't help but respect the ride or die nature of them both covering for each other, because they gaslit me to such a profound extent that I thought that I farted for a moment. No, I didn't. I would be honest with you. I didn't. But I thought I was losing it for a second. I was like, is there a fart burglar behind the pillar who's like deep squatting and like letting it rip back there and I just missed him? Like, do I do a lap and see if I missed the real culprit? Will the real Slim Stinky please stand up? I'm sorry. Real Slim Stinky. I need to be put in jail. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. And then I left because I didn't know how to operate in that level of dishonesty. So yeah, that's what I've got for you today. What would you do in that situation? I can't stop thinking about it. I have been laughing about it all day. And while I was in my meditation, I was laughing. So that's all I've got for you today. I probably got to call it because I just got hit with a wave. Okay, I'll let you in on a little secret. I got a big fat crush on somebody. It doesn't happen often. This is a crush on the Richter scale of crushes. This is broken the scale. I get hit with these waves of utter ferality. It's never really happened to me like this before, but I have a very imaginative mind, right? Let me just illustrate the topography of this crush for you. I'm down horrendous, okay? Sex drive up tremendous. You see this gap, this very large gap? That's called the trough of sorrow. Population me. And what happens in the trough of sorrow? Yearning. I am yearning to a degree the likes of which this world has never seen. That's why I'm so creative right now. That's why I just can't stop writing, because I'm taking all this sexual energy and I'm just putting it somewhere, because I'm a lover girl. You see, I'm very romantic. When I get a crush, it's such a rare occurrence. It's like one of those eclipses that only happens once every 400 years. a crush to this extent. It's probably only ever happened like this one other time in my life. And the conditions don't allow us to, how you say, come together. So I'm yearn maxing. Y'all mind if I yearn on main? If I'm being honest with you, I think yearning needs to make a comeback because I have been more productive in my state of yearn than I have been in many moons. So maybe I need to use this as a public service announcement on yearning. We're too far into instant gratification these days. We need to yearn. Because when I'm in this state, you know, I get hit with these waves, these fun little visions that would make it onto the Amazon bestseller list for romance, all up in this baby. There's a lot going on up here. That would make your grandma blush. Okay. But you don't need to know about all that. I'll just let you know that I'm yearning, but we're just gonna, everything else is on a need to know basis, okay? But it's very exciting, you know? It's very exciting. And here's the thing about a crush. A crush is just an absence of information, but I thrive in the unknown. When I have a crush like this, I'm like a heat-seeking missile. I'm not very good at being nonchalant. I am extremely chalant. I am very intense and weird and like a heat-seeking missile for woo! Woo! Okay. AO, this is a level over 9,000 AO. But I'm gonna keep it in because you're getting the good, the bad, and the horn dog. It's called authenticity, baby. Look it up. Okay. Okay. This has gotten ridiculously unproductive. But now you know. Now you know. And listen, if the crush doesn't amount to anything, c'est la vie. It is better to have lived and to have crushed profoundly and delusionally and desperately, you know. It is better to have devoured and been devoured than to have been nonchalant. I will take, Rumi said, you have to break your heart until it opens. Baby, if it breaks my heart, that's just one step closer to my heart opening. Come on now. I'm excited. But because this wave has come over me, I need to go now and take a bath. Okay. Head yearner in charge is now going. Have a good day. This one's bad. I'll talk to you guys later.